do you feel like because you don't have a oven you can't make meat pie, or you can't even bake anything? Why? Today I will be showing you how to make meat pie in a pot by yourself at home. Very simple, very easy, super fast and efficient. You don't have to worry anymore, isn't it? And the most exciting part of this recipe is that it is everything you have at home. You don't need any mixer, you don't need any special equipment, you just need your regular pot, few basic ingredients, and you are good to go. And you're going to have a very quality, high standard meat pie at home, baked for you, and you can even bake this for your family. Isn't it amazing? So let's get right into it. But wait, why haven't you subscribed yet? My friend, why? Hit that subscribe button down below under that place that this video is. You'll see one subscribe button there. Quickly hit the subscribe button. To just take you 2 seconds of your time. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell beside the subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because I'm sure this video is power packed. Your thumbs up makes my heart melt. I can't even lie. Don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section, because anytime I read your comments, I'm always blushing like so please drop your comments in the comment section, and if you'll be recreating this recipe, don't forget to send it to me on Instagram at @cheftemmie. I'll be listing everything in the description box. But without so much being said, let's get right into it.
I've always said this and I will always say it. Whenever you are dealing with flour in your pastries or whatsoever that involves flour, ensure you sieve your flour first before going in with any other ingredient. And for this meat pie, we will be using cold margarine. Margarine is a perfect substitute for butter when baking, although the taste differs a little bit and the quality is higher than the other a little bit. But without diversifying from what we are doing today, ensure all your wet ingredients are very cold.
Because the secret to making a flaky crust meat pie is ensuring all your wet ingredients is cold. So I put this margarine into my fridge for some minutes before bringing it out to make this video, ensuring that it is very cold and it is solid. And also my milk is very cold and chilled. I brought it out from my fridge also, because all our wet ingredients has to be very cold to make this meat pie.
Now we'll be going in with our cold margarine and a tablespoon of sugar to balance things up. If I was to be using unsalted butter or margarine, I'll be going in with a teaspoon of salt. But I am using salted margarine here for this recipe, so I don't have to go in with any additional salt because the salt content in the margarine is enough. Now give that a good mix till it's like a crumb-like texture. That is the golden tip when making a crusty meat pie.
Make sure while baking you are having fun. So I think baking is an interesting art. Some people used to say baking is a science, but I think baking is an interesting art. Once you love baking, whenever you do it, it feels like something that melts your heart. To me, baking is a therapy. So you just want to have fun while doing it, right? And while having fun, don't forget your recipe. Follow your recipe to the T while having fun. So I'll be listing all the ingredients and the measurements in the description box down below. Ensure to check it out. Now we'll be measuring 1/3 cup of cold milk.
Adding milk to your meat pie is golden. Don't miss this step.
This meat pie is going to be so buttery and creamy. You can already tell from this recipe. We'll be going in with it, but see how crumb-like this butter and flour mixture looks like.
Now go in with your cold milk. You don't want to over mix your meat pie dough. You just want to mix till it is combined together. So just mix carefully till it is combined together, but don't over mix.
For easy gathering of the dough, I'm going to transfer it to my work surface so I can just gather it up easily.
I'm sure somebody is somewhere thinking because she does not have an oven she won't be able to make meat pie. I really hope she finds this video, and I hope you all that are watching this video find it helpful. More reason why you should share this video. You can help a sister, you can help a brother by sharing this video so that they can enjoy their meat pie at home.
Before we begin to prepare our meat pie filling, I'm going to wrap this up with a cling film, and I'll just keep it in my fridge because I want it very cold. You want your meat pie dough to be cold while you work with it.
So using my cling film to wrap it up, I will just carefully wrap it with my cling film and Once I notice that the nylon has covered every part of the meat pie dough, I'll be putting this in my fridge while I proceed to make my sauce.
Yeah, let's put in the fridge. Now let's clean up and we'll get right into the filling mixture.
For the meat pie filling, you need Irish potatoes. I already diced it into smaller pieces just like the way you see it in the video. I boiled it till it is soft, then I proceed to mince my meat. Ensure you debone and rinse your meat properly because you don't want a single bone in your meat pie
And
filling.
I'm just going to be putting it in my food processor and it's going to do the job in 2 seconds.
In case you don't already know, I'm using the Bucci Mix multifunctional food processor to mince my meat, and this get the job done in no time. You really don't want to sleep on Bucci Mix. Bucci Mix is a necessity, it is a must have in your kitchen. It miced my meat in 2 minutes and it was looking like the store-bought miced meat. Look at this now. Looks absolutely perfect, just like the store-bought ones.
Now let's begin to make our sauce. For the sauce, I will start by sauteing some onions.
Aside aroma, the flavor onions infused in our meals when we saute it is not emphasized enough. Like, it literally takes your meal from 10 to 100 in 2 seconds. So make sure you saute your onions before you proceed to add in your minced beef. Stir on very low heat and allow to fry till the meat starts changing color and it is properly cooked. Once it gives this color, you know you are good to go. Then you can proceed now to add in your veggies, just like your Irish potatoes, your carrots, and your seasoning cube and salt. I'm using some curry powder, some thyme, and a little bit of rosemary. Just give that a very good stir and allow to fry on very low heat. I'm using the lowest heat right now to make all this. Now you want to make your flour slurry to make the mixture a little bit thick, so I'm using a tablespoon of flour, all purpose flour. Some people love to use cornstarch, but what I have available right now is all purpose flour, and I will make do of that. And I'll just add in enough water to mix the flour till it looks as watery as this before I proceed to add it into my veggies mixture. Pour in the flour slurry into the meat and veggies mixture and just stir on low heat. Allow it to thicken up a little bit, and this is what you want to get. Honestly, by now you should be perceiving the aroma of meat pie already, because you can't just be making all of this and your neighbor should not know that something is going on in your kitchen. Now cover and set aside. Get your baking pan, the regular baking pan you use to bake your cakes, and I'm just going to be brushing it up with some butter. I'll properly brush the edges and all of that with enough butter, or you can use oil spray. Since we've brushed our pan with some butter and we've made our meat pie filling, let's go back to our meat pie dough. It is cold and it is perfect to work with.
Now I'll be dusting my surface with a little flour. We will be making use of this meat pie cutter to work today and a rolling pin.
Divide the pie dough into smaller pieces because the smaller it is, the easier to work with.
Dust your surface and just place your pie dough on it gently. You don't want to do too much, then just roll it out gently.
One thing I really love about meat pie is that you just need a soft hand to make it. You don't have to do so much. You don't have to use a lot of energy to make a perfect meat pie. In fact, when you use a lot of energy, it tends to flop. So you just need to do it the soft way and you will get your result perfectly. We will be making a egg wash to seal it up and to brush the surface of the meat pie. So I cracked in 1 egg and I just give that a good whisk. Don't mind me, I'm using my brush to whisk the egg. So just make sure you combine the egg yolk with the egg white, and this will be perfect to brush it up the face of the meat pie so that it can be shining, and to seal the meat pie so it doesn't tear open. Once you've rolled it out, just place it on your meat pie cutter. Place the meat pie dough on it and just brush the edges of the meat pie so it doesn't tear open when you seal it. Then pour your filling inside, enough filling. I'm just going to be pressing down the filling so it can enter inside properly. Then just press your meat pie cutter the way I did it in this video. Remove the extra dough and you'll be getting a perfectly cut out meat pie.
This is currently the last pie. I made 4 huge pie from all this dough and filling, and we had some little dough left. I'll be storing this in my freezer for when next I have meat pie filling. I'm just going to roll it with some cling film and store it in my freezer till when I have meat pie filling. And this can stay in your freezer when it is very cold and blocked for a month or 2. Into my buttered baking pan, I think 2 will be able to fit in to this. So we have to do 2 first and do the second one after. If you have a bigger baking pan and a bigger pot that can contain the 4 of it or more, you can just put everything inside and it's going to bake perfectly in your pot. But because I have this small pan, I'll be making use of what I have generously, and I'll be baking 2 at a time. So once I'm done with these 2, I put the next 2 and bake it. Super easy. I have this very big pot that contains salt. I used this salt to bake yesterday, so you can just put salt in your pot, use it to bake, then reuse it next time to bake another cake. But note that once you use your salt to bake anything, whether it is cake or meat pie or anything at all, you can't use it to cook anymore, but you can use it to bake any other thing. You can improvise salt for sand. So if you don't have sand, you can use salt. If you don't have salt, you can use sand. I'll make sure I spread the salt generously, and you don't have to worry if it's going to affect what you are baking. I promise you it's not going to affect what you are baking. What you are baking is not going to taste salty. But if you have just tissues, you can just line newspaper on it or some sort of brown paper or any kind of paper on it so that it does not have direct contact with your baking pan. But I promise you, even if you don't line it with any form of paper, the salt or the sand will not affect your baking pan. So let's just place the meat pie pan into the pot.
Oh my friends, I almost forgot, but please don't forget to egg wash your meat pie. I used the egg we whisked earlier. I just brushed it over it generously and I allowed my meat pie to bake for about 20 to 30 minutes on low heat. Once it is as golden brown as you love it, your meat pie should be ready after 20 to 30 minutes. I love the color of my meat pie like this, and yes, it is ready now. So I'm just going to take that off my pot. I'll carefully take that out of the baking pan while it is hot. It is hot and it is burning me, but I'm enduring because I love hot meat pie. Who doesn't like hot meat pie and cold juice? Let's cut into this and see how yummy it looks. The outside was buttery, creamy and crusty. The inside was very delicious.
Now that you've known how to make the flakiest, creamiest meat pie ever with no gadget needed in a pot, I hope you'll be subscribing to my YouTube channel. Please hit the subscription button down below, the notification bell beside it, and don't forget, we'll be here every Tuesday and Friday. I don't want you to miss anyone. I would love to see you in my next one. I love you. Bye.